What's up, guys? I have some explaining to do. So I did kind of get into the grind of working on the car, and I may have been hardcore slacking on picking up the camera. So since the last time you guys saw the car, I had the one rear quarter cut up, and I was going to show you how to mount the over fender. Well, I may have forgot to film that and have it at least temporarily mounted with these Cleco clips. This is an origin over fender, so fitment surprisingly well. A lot of people online said good luck when I picked them up, and overall doesn't fit that bad. We are missing a windshield here. The previous one was cracked, so I did remove it. I wire wheeled all the windshield frame and gave it a nice etch primer coating. I will have a windshield back in it this weekend. Engine hasn't changed yet. I'm waiting for the windshield to be put back in so that I can take the car apart officially, just in case they need it out of the garage or they need more room. But once that is in, car will go on Jackson's, engine and trans will come out, and that will lead me to the next little goodie I didn't show you yet. This is a brand new 1998 Nissan 300ZX, aka Z32 5-speed transmission. Bought this brand new from Z1 Motorsports. It's not the most affordable option, but it's also not the most expensive option. Shipped to the door was about $2,700 plus the mags. Shipped to the door is about $2,700 plus the Mazworx adapter kit. Shifter and drive shaft, I'll be about $3,500 into the swap, but these are known to hold a decent amount of power and take the abuse of drifting. So that should be a lot better for us. It won't blow up like the current SR Trans that is in the vehicle, especially at this power level and running a 265 tire. So that being said, on this video, we're gonna get this trans prepped. We gotta pull the bell housing off. We gotta send it out to Mazworx to get machined for the adapter plate. While I'm at it, I have the Xcessive short adapter shifter bracket kit. We'll install the Mazworx one's fits, but you have to kind of trim the tunnel up. The Xcessive one puts it perfectly centered. So we'll do that. We'll start pulling the bell housing off, and I'll show you guys the process of that. One other thing I forgot to mention, I did pick up a brand new set of Stance XR1 coilers from Toyota factory this past weekend. So when the car is taken apart again, we'll take these BCs out and put those brand new Stance coils in it. I'm a big fan of Stance and how they make their coils. I've ran them on a lot of cars in the past, and I've always loved the feel of them. They kind of make all these other brands kind of just feel junky, because I used to like BCs back when I started drifting and back when I just had like low daily cars. As soon as I went to XR1s, it was night and day difference. So if you guys can afford the little bit jump in price between like BCs to Stance, I would highly recommend just going with some Stance XR1s. They usually have some good deals running depending on the time of the year, but right now, right around Black Friday is kind of the best time to buy them. But we'll get into this. Here we have the Mazworx shifter kit. With that, we have some hardware and instructions. And this would be the plate itself. So let's get this all unwrapped and we'll go over the instructions, see what we gotta do. Alright, so the bracket itself, I know the original version so the bracket itself, I know the original version of this, people complain about it bending, so it looks like they put a lot more bracing right here. I might add some on this end right here, just a little triangle piece there just to brace a little bit more. Have the actual little linkage piece and instructions with all the hardware, and this should be the short coil itself. So this is the shifter itself that will bolt to their bracket and be adapted to the transmission. Alright, so step one, according to the Xcessive instructions, is to get this universal joint off. Alright, once I got that off, to get these little U-joint things out, all I did was get a bigger socket, place it on one side like that, and I grabbed a smaller, like 5mm 1/4 inch socket and just used the vise to make a little makeshift press. With that, it came out super easy. I didn't want to lose the needle bearings that were in there by trying to hammer and tap them out. So, alright, so now that we have that all off, we can grab our adapter piece here. This comes apart in two, so you can get it over the U-joint cups. So I did have to use a vise to get the one side in a little bit more. Hopefully that does not come back to bite me in the ass, which doesn't look like it is. So we have it like that now, and they include this 6mm bolt that'll run through and hold these two halves together. The instructions do say not to tighten that yet. Here's the shifter a little closer up here with it upright. I'm going to go ahead and get the bell housing removed here. We have to take off this input shaft cover and a couple snap rings. Probably just going to time lapse that because there's a good amount of videos online currently. So it took a little beating to break the sealing surface of our TV here, but we have the whole bell housing off. That's what the inside looks like. So we'll get that boxed up, we'll get that sent out to Mazworx. This is the internals of the Z32 Trans, or commonly called a VG30 Trans. Definitely some beefy gears, beefy shift forks for sure. Looks a little beefier than a R154, which I've had apart before, so hopefully this can handle the power. So I'll get that boxed up, and we'll start going over some things I did in the car that may or may not have forgot to film. So we do have the bell housing off and all boxed up, ready to be shipped out to Mazworx. Trans on the ground, I gotta find a good place to store that. And we also have the box of all the goodies that was taken off, put that in a safe place, because I'm not sure how long Mazworx takes with doing the machining service. I did also get a bunch of other parts in. I got dual rocker shim, or shims to do dual guides, engine mount, trans mount, link can gauge. And then I also did get these seat brackets in for the car. I did not film putting these in. Once again, got a little excited when they showed up. They're from Accurate Fabrication. They're their low boy, whatever they call them, mounts. So they go straight to the floor and they delete having to need a bracket and side railing. Decent amount of headroom. My helmet doesn't really go too far above the halo, so I think we'll be sitting good there. We have a little bit more room here to go a hair lower if we need to. I don't think we will. But yeah, like I said, we have the windshield guy. He'll be here this weekend to put a brand new windshield in this. And then once that's done, we can get this thing on jack stands. We can get the engine trans pulled. I can try to sell the stock SR trans. I did go ahead already. This hood is already sold. Now, I don't really know S chassis prices. I've never owned an S chassis until this car. I asked a buddy how much a metal Sylvia hood goes for. This one has a little spot of rust on the underside and a dent right here on the top from what looks like a broken engine mount or something from the engine hitting the hood. He told me to list it for $500. I thought that was nuts. So I listed it for $500. The thing sold in 3 minutes. I had multiple people telling me I listed it for way too cheap. I should have put it for like $900 to $800. But I wasn't going to be a scumbag. The guy sent me money right away and he said, hey, I'll come pick it up whenever. Instantly sent me money, so I was like, cool, you know what? I'm happy with it. In my world, it's kind of crazy to sell that stock hood for $500, but hey, that's $500 in my pocket. I do have a Origin Type 2 vented hood coming. That will show up probably in a couple weeks. That will just go straight into my storage unit while I'm doing everything else. I'm going to keep the hood there, pull the fenders and whole kit off, and put that all in storage just so I don't ruin the paint on that. We have the engine trans out, and then the real work starts. We will be painting the bay. We'll be painting the whole underside and all the wheel tubs with undercoating just to seal it all up. There's a little minor rust repair I had to do in a couple spots, but nothing super major. Other than that, I have a new carpet on the way for the interior also to make that look all fresh, because the one in here is a little bit roached. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. The camera makes it look worse than it is, but I mean, it's at this point, what, 32-year-old carpet, so it's seen some shit. Seen its fair share of feet and dirt and grime and whatever else. I'm still waiting on a few other parts. I have a Mazworx fuel pump hanger coming. I'll do my own fuel pump wiring mod. Other than that, I still have to cut that quarter on that side and mount the over fender. And really it's just gutting the car and doing a couple simple part installs and just a lot of paint prep. So it should be a rather straightforward next couple months here. I will continue to film. I'll try to do a better job picking up the camera so I can bring you guys along, show you the process, show you how really easy it is kind of building a car. Just it's a lot of labor and a lot of know-how of how to do certain things and how to do them right. But yeah, try to get some video this weekend of after the windshield's on, finally doing some disassembly and going over some part installs. But for now, hope you guys like this video. Give me a comment and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.